What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It's Bubba's Daily Update, and here we are again, and pretty much mixed markets and until the very end. We had the Dow up big, the NASDAQ down big, the S&P kind of meandering in nowhere, and the Russell kind of shooting back and forth between up and down. It just really pretty much of a nothing day. And then, of course, at the bell, we had a late sell-off in the Dow, and of course the NASDAQ got pounded. And then, of course, out came the earnings of Google and Amazon, which obviously beat the street huge, and both stocks are railing 5-6-7%. Microsoft beat, Intel beat, so it was pretty much a beat around the clock. And of course, the Dow rallied back up, and of course the NASDAQ went from down about 20 to up about 25 as we speak right now, and looks like they're just running higher. Just interesting to note. And of course, we get these big moves on earnings, and we'll see how they play out overnight. There's obviously a long time to evaluate and see what's going to happen here, and there'll be people that may continue that they want to jump in and buy more, or you might see some selling. We'll see how that plays out as they both push towards new all-time highs. But of course, the rest of the markets, gold was down and got hammered pretty good. We had the ECB this morning, which really just said they'd remain accommodative, but the euro currency got hammered down about a penny and a half. So the dollar exploded through that 94 resistance we were looking for. As we said, the next time it got up there, it would break through, and sure enough, there it is breaking out. Oil did not much all day, and then late in the day, that tick off, which is unusual. Stronger dollar, stronger oil, doesn't make a lot of sense, but again, that's the market. I can't tell you where we go from there. And of course, if we look at the grains, were all marginally lower to a touch higher. Wheat was the weakest performer, corn the strongest. Livestock continues to plow through and made new highs again. And of course, you know, it's interesting to watch how the markets work. But when you have quiet markets, it's hard to get overly excited on either way of the coin or the other. I still think that the meats are a sale. The grains are a buy, with the exception of soybeans. I think we still see that 3% sell-off in the overall general markets, which we haven't had for, I don't know, I think it's 200 and some days now. Obviously, every day is a new record. But the earnings were interesting. And I think one of the notes of interest to take a look at is CVS bought Aetna, or is trying to buy Aetna late in the day. And I think that affected Walgreens. Walgreens was up all day, and then fell down about $2 in the last couple of minutes. That's something interesting to watch. And just in general, a lot of things going on that are not necessarily logical, but that's really what's going on in the market. And you know, we've got the budget passed today. It was a very close vote, but of course, a lot of that late no vote was because they knew they already had the bill passed, so they could tell their constituents that, hey, I voted no. At the end of the day, we've got a market that looks very quirky and a market that looks very toppy. You're getting these wide swings in many of the stocks that shouldn't be having these kind of swings. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to watch and see. But again, I'm thinking in the next week or so, we get that 3% sell-off, over maybe a day or maybe a couple of days. I think that's more the direction to be looking for and heading, as everybody is selling you that we're never going down again. I think that's an issue as well. There's a lot of things out there that don't make a lot of sense from a logic standpoint. And the first thing that doesn't make a lot of sense is if the markets are that strong, why does the ECB still have to be accommodative? This is the thing that logically never makes sense to me. Why do the central banks have to stay involved if the economy is so much better and everything is getting stronger? Again, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but again, we're not going to fight it. That's the whole key. We're not going to go against it. It's just something to keep in mind, that why is that? If everything was good, then there shouldn't be a need for quantitative easing. There shouldn't be a need for all these things. But in the meantime, the products to watch tomorrow are oil up around 53, it would be a sale. Gold around 1260 would be a buy. The markets, we're not going to sell them because, again, we're not going to step in front of them right now, but I'd certainly be looking for a spot to maybe take a shot at selling them, but we're not ready yet. Overall, we've got a market that's a little bit mixed and a little bit wild, but on no volume and on light volatility. So what we're going to continue to do is we're going to continue to observe the market, looking for that 3% sell-off I think we're going to see, and then we can make a better decision as to where they're going to go from there. But just look at what's going on, look at the lack of activity and the lack of volume, and that'll tell you that there's not a lot to really look at. So as we watch and observe, it's time to be very careful, because these markets could turn now on a dime. Now that you're exploding through, Intel beat, Microsoft, so they all beat, pretty handily. Now again, they're beating lowered expectations, so that's a question and that's a problem. At the end of the day, all right, here's where we are. We're at a market that's ridiculously high. Everybody's kind of bullish. A lot of stocks are getting beaten down even through this bull run. So we're going to observe, we're going to watch, we're going to look for some things to buy, we're going to look for some things to sell, and then we'll tell you what we're thinking on those. In the meantime, let's see what tomorrow looks like. Let's see how these earnings get digested overnight. And tomorrow, we'll see what it looks like. In the meantime, there's not a heck of a lot to do. Let's just play it by ear and see what is going on. This is Bubba's Daily Update. And of course, make sure you check out highschoolinvesting.com, and maybe you want to help me on the Patreon link, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. We're looking for some help to support the high school program so that we can continue to grow it and bring it to students in financial literacy. Because again, we want them to understand how the markets work as well. And that's one of the key things here, is to learn how the markets work. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Daily Update. Don't forget to catch the Bubba Show every single day from 2 to 3 Eastern at LibertyTalk.fm. And we will see you back here on Monday with our 30-minute show on Sunday. And then, of course, we'll be back with Monday with the updates. This is Bubba's Daily Update. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you back here tomorrow. On Monday. Same time, same station. Have a great weekend. Enjoy football, and we'll see you later. Good night, everybody.